you all for being with us. I'm Andrea. I'm the founder of Disavory, and I'm so excited to have Michelle with us tonight. Michelle is a wonderful friend that we've met on Instagram, and she is a real enthusiast of facial massage. And so we're going to do this workshop. And what I love about Michelle's technique is she's doing it from the point of view as someone who has really become passionate about her from a non-professional point of view. So I think that's really good because it's kind of how we're all going to be doing facial massage. So I'm going to let Michelle, you take it away.
Sure. And I'm going to get straight into it.
Get straight into it. We did say we wouldn't spend too much time talking, but I think Michelle just had a few things that she wanted to say about kind of do's and don'ts. And I think those are quite useful. And then we will get right on to how to do it. Okay.
Yeah. So just very briefly then, just to go over, this is for you if you've never practiced facial massage, you don't know where to start, or maybe you've done a bit and you're not quite sure if you're doing it right. I'm just going to show you really some of the basic techniques that you can incorporate into your everyday routine. It's not about finding additional time to do something else in your routine. It's just incorporating this into what you already do. So if you're already cleansing and applying skincare in the morning, you can practice facial massage whilst you're doing that. And the same applies at night. And I think even just from a well-being point of view and just having a few moments where you just switch off and you just focus on yourself and touching your own skin and just being quite mindful around that, that's a massive benefit just to have. And I think that quite often we don't make enough time for ourselves for that sort of thing.
I mean, so, to be honest with you, also what you're saying is just so along the lines of even just my whole philosophy. And that's why I love facial massage. I think skincare is, it's 50% great product and it's 50% taking time for yourself and making yourself feel good. And I think both of those things deliver benefits.
It's part of a holistic approach to skincare, isn't it? So facial massage is definitely one part of it, good products, looking after yourself and all of that. And I've practiced facial massage for about 30 years. I'm not qualified, I'm not trained, but it's what I've picked up myself over the years. And I'm a huge believer in the benefits that you reap from facial massage. There are so many benefits. I'll talk through those as we go through the demonstration. You might have a few questions. Put them in the chat box if you have them. We'll pick them up as we go along. But just to try and preempt three probably the most commonly asked questions around it. You might say, what products do I have to use? And, what specific, do I have to have any specific tools? Really, you can use whatever product you're already using for your skincare routine. My preference would always be an oil-based serum. And I mean, that's why Disavory products are just so amazing for this, because particularly with the aromatic scents of the floral, the flowers and the floral based scents, it just works perfectly for that moment when you're just applying your skincare and you've got that lovely aroma around you as well. But really anything. So if you're just applying your skincare, you might as well apply it by using some facial massage techniques. It just reaps the benefits, and you're making the product, you're giving the product chance to have its maximum benefit whilst you're applying it. So just a few minutes in the morning. I have less time in the morning. I have a little bit more time at night. So I tend to spend longer at night, but I'm so used to doing it now that every time I touch my face, I'm touching my face, applying some kind of facial massage technique. So it's just about learning the basics and then incorporating them into the everyday routine that you have. You don't need any tools. You might like a roller or a gua shi. You can experiment with those, but your fingers are your best tools, and you can apply as much pressure as you like. I will talk you through that as we go through the demonstration. And you might also just ask what other rules there are around facial massage. And the general rules, very briefly, are you should always aim to work outwards and upwards, never inwards and downwards. That's the general rule.
The opposite of gravity.
Yes, you want to defy gravity, never go down. And you need clean skin, obviously. So just start the process once you've cleansed your skin, apply your product, whatever you're using, and then pressure. It's just talking about the amount of pressure that you apply on your face, but I'll explain that and try and make you understand that as we go along. So let me get into it then. Let's go into the demonstration. So if you've got some product at home with you and you want to actually work along, because sometimes it's much easier if you can just sort of work along with me.
And that's what I'm going to do with you. I'm
perfect.
I'm going to be the guinea pig, and you can tell me if I'm doing it right or
so
wrong.
I'm looking very shiny because I've used Lit this evening. And I've already put some on, but I've got it ready because I'm just going to probably put more product on than you would normally use, because I want to make sure you never want to drag. You don't want to drag the skin. You want your fingers to glide really easily over your skin. You never want to pull. So, okay, if you think about your face in sections, we're going to start at the top and then work down. So I'll do it in each section so you can pick up the techniques for each area. So hopefully, if you've got your product at home, you can sort of start. So I've just applied it all over my face. I always take a moment just to sort of cut my hands over my nose and just inhale. Particularly with these products are so beautiful. Just that moment. Get yourself in the moment. Okay. I'm going to start on the forehead and between the eyes. So the first technique, I'm just going to rest my thumbs just gently on the side of my cheekbones. And then I'm using all of my fingers, but I'll show you some variations. So you just place your fingers. I mean, your little fingers are not going to touch, but just place your fingers in the middle between your eyebrows. And you're just applying, I'm applying quite a bit of pressure, but you do whatever feels comfortable. It shouldn't hurt. Don't hurt yourself. And just push up, right up into your hairline. Right up into your hairline. And then out to your temple, and then go back and repeat. Now, I am applying quite a bit of pressure here, but you might want to start off really gently. You can just use your 2 forefingers. There'll be less pressure. And just work up into the hairline.
Oh, that feels so good. Just that simple gesture.
Yeah, and out. Okay, and then I'm going back to use all of my fingers. So you can do it sort of simultaneously like this, or you can sort of do like a rotational movement. Whichever feels the most comfortable, you can alternate between the two. I am, just so that you know, I mean, my thumbs are now quite firmly on the side of my head because it allows for your hands to be stable, and it allows you to put quite a bit of pressure through your fingers. And I like quite a lot of pressure, but you will be the judge of that. Just do what feels comfortable for you. Okay, I'm just going to vary the movement now, and I'm going to take it up to about the middle of my forehead and then pull out towards the side of your temple. So it's a similar movement, but just up. And when you hit the middle of your forehead, just pull out to the side. And hopefully your forehead.
I wish I could walk around like this. Look at no wrinkles.
Yes, it's great. Yeah, I mean, you can see my forehead. I'm 53 and I've been doing this for 30 years, and I don't have a whole lot of lines on my forehead. I've never had Botox or fillers or anything. So that's why I swear by it, because, I think it's
it makes so much sense. And I haven't done Botox either, but I do have these kind of, especially on one side, for some reason, more stronger lines. So I think this will be really beneficial.
I have this furrow here, which I always like to work on. So that's why I always like to do this.
Nice.
Okay. So that concludes that section. Now we're just going to do the eyebrows, which is one you may not see very often. But really, what you're aiming to do, and make sure you've got plenty of product in, because you really don't want to hurt yourself or pinch your skin. I'm just going to put it more on. Yeah. So the aim here, and you're just really going to use your forefingers and your thumbs, and you want to, I'll just lean in so you can see, you just want to pinch the skin above and below, directly below your eyebrow. Don't get onto your eyelids. You don't want to touch the sort of thin skin on your eyelids. So just above and below your eyebrows. And then with the sides of your fingers, so you're not going front on, you're just using the sides of your fingers and thumbs, and just literally trace your eyebrows in a pinching sort of motion, but
I feel like I'm pulling. So
just trace it. Don't pull.
Okay.
Just trace the line of your eyebrow with your thumb and forefinger.
So am I putting my thumb kind of in the eye socket, would you say? Is that how
you see? I'm just putting my thumbs underneath.
Oh, so you're above your eye socket,
I'm
basically.
above my eye sockets, look.
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, that's nice.
And then try and pinch. You may not be able to pinch skin as such, but if you can, great. If you can't, just gently move your fingers along your eyebrows like that. Now, if you have hooded eyes, you might find that regularly doing this kind of opens up your eyes a bit, because it's just working on those muscles.
I have one, I don't mind that I've got hooded eyes, that's life getting older, but what bothers me is I have one that's much more hooded than the other. So
most people do. Most people find that they have one that's droopier than the other, and this can really help. And
this is wonderful.
You can extend the movement sort of up to your temple as well.
Yeah, nice.
So that's quite a good one. I like that one. Right. Okay. So now I'm going to move on. So now we're going to focus on the areas here, just on your cheekbone. And what I would stress here is don't get the skin under your eyes. That's a really delicate skin. You don't want to pull or drag that. So we're focusing, you can feel your cheekbones. So that's the area we're focusing on. So first of all, I would start with the sort of cupping motion. And I'm just going to use my hands and bring all of my fingers down. Trying to do this so you can still hear me. And then I'm going to, when I hit my cheekbone, I'm just going to glide out, and it's going to just hit the point at the top of your ear. That's where you're aiming to end up, just there. So down and out, following the line of your cheekbone. Again, I'm applying quite a bit of pressure. This particular movement is brilliant for lymphatic drainage. And if you're a bit congested, you will almost immediately feel a bit of relief from doing this. Even now, I wasn't particularly booked up, but my airways are clearing.
It feels really good around the sort of temples and ears for some reason.
Yeah. Now
when I'm doing that, Michelle, I'm seeing I am pulling my skin here. Is that okay, or am I doing it wrong?
Really, you just want you want to make sure you've got enough product that you're not pulling the skin, but stay away from the under eye area. You really want to be hitting the top of your cheekbone. That's what you're working on.
Oh, yeah. More
so don't just go under your eye. You don't want to be dragging this skin at all. But you do need to make sure you've got an amount of product on so that you're not dragging the skin.
Yeah. Luckily, I have a good supply.
Yeah. And of course, this is kind of an exaggerated thing, but normally you might be doing this sort of a lot quicker or a lot less.
How did you start that one again?
So I tend to start it with an inhale because the product's so lovely, and I just like to just inhale, but then come down. And you see, I'm using three fingers, and then sort of straight across really to the top of your ear.
So it's kind of like a swooping up.
Like a swooping up, yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
You can just use 2 fingers. Use your thumbs for stability, really, more than anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully if you're doing that while you're watching, you're feeling that benefit.
I've been asking you questions as I've gone along, but if anyone has questions, drop them in this chat because we can answer them as we go along. So
okay, now I'm going to move down a little bit. Now I'm going to move to these nasolabial folds, our laughter lines. So I work on these quite a bit, and really the aim is that you just want them to be not quite as deep. So it's a similar motion. I'm just going to start sort of about here, and this time I'm resting my thumbs under my chin for stability. It's just about keeping your hands stable, and the more stable your hands are, the more pressure you can put through your fingers. And again, just put whatever pressure feels comfortable. You mustn't, if it's hurting or uncomfortable, you're applying too much pressure. I apply quite a lot of pressure because that's how I like it. But you be the gauge of that, and you might find that you
Well,
start.
and also you're more confident. I'm sort of feeling as I'm going along, some of these things are starting to really feel good, and I could see as I progress do more pressure. But at the beginning, for us newbies,
you can start off lightly, and then you will find what suits you and what you're comfortable with. Okay, so I'm starting with my thumbs under my chin for stability, and then remember we're working on these nasolabial. Now I know I said that one of the rules was don't go down, but by their very nature, these lines go down to the corner of your mouth. So you're going to start off tracing down towards the corners of your mouth, and then we're going to go out to the bottom of your ear. So I'm going to start off with all of my fingers and literally do the same movement from your nose down, tracing those folds, and then pulling out to the bottom of your ear.
Oh, that's
okay.
Nice.
I like this one. I'm applying a lot of pressure.
I really like how it feels under your cheek. Yes.
And one thing really to do is try and keep your lips quite tight while you do it. You don't have to. It improves if you do. It's going to show you.
Yeah, I can see how you're doing it. I can see there's a lot of pressure that you're doing, which is really interesting.
I mean, if you want to do it lightly, let me do it very lightly. You see? See the difference?
Yeah. I think also for people who hold tension, like sometimes I hold tension, I notice I hold tension in my jaw. And this is a really nice one because you're just hitting that jaw and just,
you are.
it's great.
You see, this is one of the many benefits of facial massage. You are literally relaxing the tension from the facial muscles. I mean, if you have a regular massage, what does it do? It relieves the tension, releases the tension from your muscles. Same applies with facial massage.
And now, I mean, you only have to look at yourself when you're feeling stressed out or if you're in a bad mood. We hold so much of our emotions in our face.
You do.
And so it makes complete sense that you would then go to that place to release some of that.
Yeah.
Because I just know when I'm stressed out, I don't have to tell anyone, it just shows, you know.
Yeah.
So I think this is really a great benefit.
Completely. Just got a question here. So when you're from Hannah, hi Hannah, when you're doing this more quickly in your daily routine, how many passes in each section are you doing? Well, I would say, 5 would be fine. Whatever you're comfortable with, there's no particular number. It's just whatever you've got time for. I mean, anything is better than nothing. It's the same with exercise. Doing anything is better than doing nothing. So even if you only get a couple in as you're applying your skincare, that's better than not doing it. So whatever you've got time for, really. Just on this nasolabial folds, there is a variation of this, which if you want to apply more pressure, and this is what I do, you can use your forefingers and hook them into sort of knuckles. And if you start from your nose, do exactly the same thing, but you're using these 2 knuckles. And I'm using my thumbs under my chin for stability again. This is quite a lot of pressure.
It's quite intense, isn't it? But you really get in there.
Take it right back.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
It's just a variation of that same technique, but it's just a bit more intense. Okay. Hopefully your skin will be glowing now because obviously one of the benefits is it's boosting the circulation and the blood flow into your skin.
I can really feel that. I mean, I don't know if I look any different, but I can just feel my face just feels so more zingy, more like alive.
I think you feel like you've had a facial kind of thing because you've been sort of manipulating your skin and the blood is pumping around and, you will look more plumped and more glowy. And that's one of the amazing instant effects. It has instant effects and it has more long-lasting effects. You're looking at tackling anti-aging, wrinkles. I mean, I have wrinkles, obviously, I'm 53, but I firmly believe that if I hadn't massaged my face every day, I might look a little bit more lined than I am. I'm just going to focus on my lips now, on my mouth. So just make sure you've got some product. I'm just putting more on just to make sure that I'm not running out. You wouldn't put this much product on normally, obviously. So again, pincer action, finger and thumb. And we're just grabbing above the lip and below the lip. This is going to look quite funny, sort of push your lips out. And what we're doing is moving outwards. So
it's similar to your the one with the eyebrow.
similar action to the eyebrows, but on your lips, above and below.
Mm.
It looks a bit funny.
It feels good.
You'll instantly feel, I do, that my lips are plumped because you're getting all that blood flow into your lips.
Are your fingers right on your lips? Or are they above and below the lips? Or how would you characterize that?
Below, above your top lip and below your bottom. And you're just pinching your lips between your fingers and working out.
It does look strange.
It does look strange. There is a filter that makes your mouth look like this.
I feel that's what it reminded me of, those Instagram filters that people do. Mm-hmm.
Well, you can do it yourself without a filter. So just do that for a few moments, and I think your lips just look plumped. I can feel it. They feel tingly.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you like that one if you've been doing that one. Now we're going to come to the chin and the jawline now. So basically, same principles as everywhere. We're going outwards. So I'm going to start with my thumbs under my chin again for stability, and I'm using all of my fingers at the moment, and then I'll go on to just single fingers. But so start in the middle of your chin, all of your fingers, and your thumb is going to follow your fingers along your jawline simultaneously. So you just literally, I'll just let you get a bit more product on.
Yeah, I could just feel that I didn't have enough on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you just literally, at the same time, just pull outwards, and you're hitting just below your earlobe. That's where you're aiming to end up. So I'll just show you that. Again, you be the judge of the pressure, but I'm using a lot of pressure here. This feels good. And your thumb is tracing along at the same time. If you imagine that I call them like little bird's mouth, little birds that are waiting to be fed, that little mouth that's open. That's the kind of shape you want with your fingers. And you pull away.
Usually feel into your jawline. It makes me feel like you think of a skeleton immediately. We're not used to touching our faces, are we?
And you really get to know your face because you are getting very intimate with it, which is a weird thing because it's your face. The thumb is actually applying Hannah's got another question here. So applying pressure. Yes, I am applying quite a lot of pressure with my thumb, and probably equal amount with my thumb and fingers on this one, because the thumbs are moving as well. Whereas in the other movements, the thumb is kind of just sitting there while you're putting the pressure through your fingers. So it's stabilizing. With this
and
one,
where are you finishing this one? Because
you
kind of hit the end of your jaw. So then do you go up and over after?
You want to go to your earlobe, just below your earlobe.
Oh,
depends how big your earlobes are.
Yeah,
but
going right to the top of your jaw to your earlobes.
Yes,
okay.
Yes,
yeah.
Just finishing there.
Yeah.
So just keep working on that. Grace, feels delightful. Is this move good for toning drainage? Yes, definitely. One of the benefits of facial massage is lymphatic drainage, for sure. And it will tone your skin. There's just so many benefits. So that's definitely good for that. And if you start from where I have and work through, you've done a whole facial workout. So a variation of this movement would be with just your thumb and forefinger, and literally the same. If you're more comfortable with that.
Nice.
Okay, So now I'm just conscious of time. Because we had a few minutes delay at the start, if you're happy to stick around just for a few minutes longer, we'll just finish up because we did miss those few minutes at the start. So just on your neck. Now, obviously the rule is not downwards, but slightly with the neck, you kind of have to go downwards because that's the only way to do it. Now, quite simply, put your chin up. And then I sort of cup my hands in this motion. Make sure you've got, I mean, I've already got product on my neck. So you want the product down on your neck. And again, whatever skincare you apply, you should always take it down onto your neck, whatever you do, every morning and every night. And then you just pull your chin tight and you're just doing this. I'm applying quite a bit of pressure
on the you're putting pressure on the side of your neck, basically.
Either side, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to. In fact, this part of your neck kind of connects to your thyroid, etc. So you don't want to be pressing hard on there. Anyway, it's uncomfortable because of your throat. So the pressure is in your fingers and your thumb.
And is there any reason why Michelle, why you wouldn't go up versus down on the neck? Or is there...
Try it. Try to move up. It's not comfortable.
Yeah,
it's restrictive.
Yeah.
That's why.
Funny. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so.
It's not a natural movement to move up.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right, does it?
No,
so
it
feels right to go down.
Yeah.
As long as you keep everything quite tense.
And also, if you're using a lot of product, you're not really dragging your skin down. You're just really
that's the key
the side
again.
of your neck.
Yeah, as long as you've got product. And of course, you know, you can take this down to your décolleté area, and you can you would just take it down and then work out like that.
Lovely.
That's how you would do that.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the techniques, really. They're the basic techniques. And you can, as you see, you can just incorporate those morning and night, and reap the benefits. So I think that's the end of the demonstration.
I wanted just to add one thing that I just knowing a fair amount about skincare is just that one thing I would say is, yes, do the massage whenever you can, but what we know now about a person's circadian rhythm, their skin at nighttime is much more open and receptive to products. Your skin amazingly in the morning goes to more like a protect mode. Mm-hmm. And so they've done some studies and they can see that product is better absorbed by your skin at night. I'm not a person who uses skincare at night particularly. I'm really like a morning person, mm-hmm. but I do think it's worth mentioning that doing a massage at night with really a product that's got a lot of nutrients in it would also give you, you would get double the benefits. So
yeah, that's really interesting actually. And I do apply skincare products every night. And I think the older I've got as well, I'm looking for active ingredients and, just to do whatever I can to sort of help my skin. But that's really interesting. Just Great. Have a couple of add-ons if you're interested. So just a couple of little things that you can do additionally into a massage routine. Something called scissoring. You may have heard of that. So you can just literally use your two first fingers, and it's better on the cheeks and the forehead. And you literally just want to be careful that you don't bash your fingers into each other or poke yourself in the eye. That would be terrible. But you just want to literally, it's that scissoring motion on your forehead. That's quite a nice one.
Yeah.
It feels a bit clunky and a bit difficult at first. That takes a little bit of practice. But it's a really nice movement, and then you can do that on your cheeks as well. And definitely feel the effects of that. And then one other little thing that you can do from time to time, if you sort of come down from your eye onto the top of your cheekbone where you feel the bone, and you can actually press, and you can apply quite a bit of pressure. And if you just press your fingers on that point for 1 minute consistently, no movement at all, just quite a bit of pressure. I'm not going to do it for 1 minute because I'm conscious of the time, but if you can stick it for just 1 minute and then release, you immediately have this sensation of lifting.
Yeah.
I've obviously now got 2 red dots on my cheeks,
No,
but
but you have, it's almost like it's a release, or it's
Yeah.
some type of energy spreading. It's hard to explain, but I know what you mean.
yeah, and I try to do that when I've just got, I've got an extra minute. I try to do that. So yeah.
Wonderful.
And the final thing I just wanted to say, because this is the thing which made me interested in facial massage. When I was small, we had a book at home which was all about sort of women's well-being and health, and it was a book from the 70s. And there was one chapter in it which just fascinated me, and that's really got me interested in skincare. And it was about facial exercising. And this image stayed with me really all of my life. And it was a woman, and what the advice was to do what they termed a silent scream into the mirror. And it was a way of exercising all your facial muscles at once. And you would literally look into the mirror and let out the biggest silent scream you possibly could, engaging all of your muscles and your mouth and just releasing that energy, but without any sound. And that's something that I've done for years. And
it's that's a very ancient thing, because I'm sure a lot of people know that's a very important yoga move. The lion, it's that sticking your tongue out, opening everything up, and exercising your face. And I think these things that are so new are really not that new at all.
They're really not, no. And that thing just stuck with me for so many years, and I've sort of always been intrigued by that. And but that's a good one just to do. It's also a great stress reliever, that is.
Yeah.
Really want to
How about forget the silent scream? Just let it all out. Well, I really, really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna what I really have enjoyed is how simple it is, and how I can really remember all of this stuff, because you've divided the face up into different sections. I can completely remember what I need to do on each section. And I really, it's been great. So thank you so much. I don't know if anyone has any questions. We've got a little bit, we're happy to answer any questions, but I kind of feel Michelle, you've taken us through a beautiful routine and talked and given us a lot of information as you've gone on. So
thank you. That was my absolute pleasure. So if there are any more questions, and if you have anything that occurs to you afterwards, feel free to send a message to myself on my DM on my Instagram, or Andrea at Desavoury, and we'll answer them for you. But I hope that you're able to incorporate some of these moves or all of them into your daily routine. And once you've done it a few times, you'll honestly see how easy it is to do, and how nice it is just to have a few moments where you just concentrate solely on yourself while you're doing something that you do every day anyway.
I'm going to make myself stick to this, and I'm sure I'm going to see some benefits. I always talk about doing it. I always talk to people how important it is, and I don't do it myself. So I'm excited. Yeah. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Very welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Michelle, oils and massage okay with rosacea?
I'm not sure, actually. I wouldn't want, obviously rosacea can flare up, can't it? So
I'll just say one thing, that rosacea is an issue for people. It's complicated. It's triggered for different people by different things. I will say that in our product, we have a product called Pure that I'm actually happy, Angela, to talk to you about if you want to DM me. We find a lot of our customers with prickly pear seed oil, because that oil is anti-inflammatory and it does calm your skin down. So I think a lot depends on the kind of oil you use. Some oils might be more calming, some might be more triggering, but for some people, rosacea can be, it can be anything from coffee or chocolate, drinking, exercise. It depends on the person. It's a tricky one, but I do feel like I know a fair amount about it. So Angela, if you want to DM me, I'm happy to have a longer conversation with you, and happy to also send you a sample of our Pure that's got prickly pear seed oil in it if you want to try.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you get on okay with that. All right then.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Bye.